Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here to our Saturday mornings. Hopefully, you guys are doing well in your journey, and hopefully, life is good. Okay, even if it's not. Me and Paulina, we had a great discussions here, and we want to share it to this, talking about the power of adaptability, your levels of adaptations there. You will see that power of adaptability creates a really powerful. We actually were making like a nice draw this morning, and we had a great, powerful revelations, I would say, is in there. But with this, we were understanding our processes that goes on inside of it. I'm talking about the soul, the spirit connections, the energies connections, the emotions, and these adjustments from going out from the old ways of process to how you want it, of how it's going to be. And during those changes in there, we discover our power that it is for the adaptabilities to adapting to the energies and the flow that helps you to go to the next stage of evolution. So, with that being said, there,
Thank you.
giving you Paulina, and yes,
Yeah, that was a good drawing that we draw. And basically, what we try to understand is how every time you cross over to the next stage, like initially you think that there is probably just one awakening, one stage that once you cross over, you're awakened and you're there. Well, it comes in layers, in the same way the connections will be coming to you in layers. And yes, we can cover multiple layers within the same connection, but the way I see it is it's not up to us to judge this. It's just what you can do is within each of those layers of your awareness, you can come to peace with the current state of however far certain connection has to come. Because at some point it just happens that once you reach this inner peace, the connection starts to dissolve, because that was the purpose. That was just to bring you to the peace within this state of awareness. But then after that, after crossing over, you may feel that some people will be starting to fall apart from your life. So that's just the heads up, as always, for people not to expect your journey to go a certain way, because there will be things to either sacrifice or leave behind as you progress to the next stages. And you can talk about it in terms of dimensions, like each of those connections, as we see, they are joining us within our internal union, or help us to reach our union, but on a different dimensions or levels. So that's a normal process, that there will be changes related to that. And that's why we talk about adaptability. You have to be ready to accept your journey as will be coming, because yes, you can be maybe a little bit stubborn with your own progress and trying to do things your own way, but in reality it will be just making you going a little bit slower, because you will be trying to put your own agenda, and at some point you will be getting redirected anyways. Because the way I see it, there is this common flow that it's worthwhile to follow, because this is like the most optimal way for you to progress on your journey. And of course we have choices, but in terms of how we should try to navigate that, is like try to find this path of the least resistance towards the journey, towards the people that you have along the journey, because we are getting helpers always, but just to stay open to what's presented to you.
yeah. Hi, Lorna. Glad to see you here, and I'm so happy that you and Paulina are gonna be going live here.
Tomorrow.
I'm excited about that. Tomorrow, wherever it is, I'm just excited about it. I'm gonna be the video assistant in there. But talking about this, I want you to picture a two funnels. Okay, so you have one funnel that is in the bottom, where is everything goes on. Those are the people who get ignited in the journey, they're getting in there and so forth. And your idea is to go to this narrowing tube, okay, of that funnel. And when you see it in there, the more you go within that funnel right here, it is developing that kind of like internal pressures is like what is going to happen? You feel squeezed, you feel pressured. In the Bible, it says that the narrowing is the path. Okay, it's going to be narrow. It's going to be go these pressures. It's going to be these situations. But when you look at it as that funnel, many will come, only few will cross. In there, all of the people cannot cross at the same time. All of the people cannot be in the same time within your journey. All of the people cannot be in the same level as you are in there. And here is you, that some of the people, they deciding that, oh, it's too much pressures for me. I cannot passing in through this gate to go to the next stage. Oh, this is too much for it. I gotta drop out. And here is that power of the let go that it's gonna comes in within you. That it doesn't matter. Your job is you to get yourself here on the other side of the funnel, because there is this upper funnel that is actually, once you're passing into these narrowing points in there, now you begin to expanding and you're going into this different level that is there. And when you find yourself up there, there's going to be not a lot of people resonates with you. That actually happened if you look at it on these levels in there, when you begin to be awakened as a twin flame. See, when you got awakened, you cross that threshold path of that narrowing path up here in there, you cross to another one. And now, how many people there within the twin flame? Is that all the people living in the world there are twin flames? No. Is everyone understands your journey as a twin flames? No. But once you're crossing, your power of adaptability up there inside within the new levels in there, that is going to come out and is going to show you the real powers. But then when you get through the union and when the two of you crossing over in there, that power of adaptability is even actually is increasing, is getting even better. You have better understandings within life, better understanding of what is presented within life. And then whatever is presented within a life, you're beginning to use the power of awakeness with the awareness of the consequences that it's coming in. And it's like, oh, this is not the right time. Oh, it's a little bit premature. Oh, has to be looking at from a different level of perspectives. And you begin to discover the power that you have of adaptation, to adapting into the new ways of life. Is the same way you adapted yourself from this karmic energies into the twin flames awakening. You're adapting yourself, but during those adaptations, you have two choices. Either you're going to be feeling this pressure and this pulling down. If your partner is pulling down, your connection doesn't work, it tells you have to let it go, because you need to move there. You need to move to the next level that it's coming in, that the evolution it's calling you for. Because even Mel said that there is evolutions after what the twin flame is, and there is going to be even a more evolution. He saws that in there. But now when we are talking to you guys here, we experience it and we practice it that. And Paulina is going to take it away from here.
Yeah, we're talking about this crossing over, and we just have this thing that we always like to have someone next to us when we cross over, and that's why we are like to cling to the person who initially appeared to be in the journey with us, and we just create this image that, oh, we got connected and we got ignited and it happened to both of us at the same time, all those synchronicities. That means that we have to move forward together. But you may see that at some point something is not working the proper way, and it will feel like dragging, or it will feel like pushing towards something that it's not really working naturally. It's like it's hard to see it because we will make ourselves not to see it initially. It comes after, but it feels like something is off, but we try so much to either push the other person to grow enough to kind of to match our level, or the worst case, it can be like we're gonna be keeping ourselves in the lower level from the fear of losing someone. And that's this difficult part, right? Because this narrow path that we were discussing, you cannot go through this gate with someone. Initially, this is your own exercise or your own test to be ready to choose between your own emotional attachment to the journey or this bigger picture, that you will feel it. You will feel like something is calling you to cross over. You might have some confused, mixed feelings towards the journey, towards your twin, towards everyone, even yourself. You are not gonna be sure, is that a proper way, proper path? And there will just be this gentle encouragement and the sense of something unknown, like it's calling you, like it's worth discovering. And if you're lucky enough, you will be this you will find this inner rebel, like you will want to see what's on the other side, even though you may feel it maybe a little bit wrong. Like that's the worst thing, is it gets tricky, is like it may feel like betrayal of some sort. And the way I see it, this is like those belief systems that we have regarding the journey that is repeated over and over and over. It just ingrained so much that if you want to go against this flow, like not like everyone else, like you want to take responsibility for your own journey, you will feel like you're betraying something, because you're going against the very strong flow that we've created regarding those belief systems, right? Like it's just, when you begin to awaken, this is the information that we are being bombarded, while the journey is asking you to find your own way and your own expression of you as a twin flame on this journey. But just to remind everyone, if you will keep being attached to anyone in this journey, and you will be afraid to cross over because you may lose someone, you're not able to do that. Like you have to be ready to really see, okay, I can do it on my own. And I really don't care what is on the other side of the gate. Like I just want to cross over. And then if you want to trust anything around, like you can just trust those people who decided to do that, and see how beneficial it was for them, right? So we are not just talking about us, but other people that are starting to appear, that they decided to just go on this path individually, and they didn't end up in total isolation. Like what you could see, what happened is like they saw themselves as this individual being who graduated from this twin flame concept and twin flame journey, but they crossed over and they see there's much more on the other side.
Yeah. Hi, Princess. Glad to see you here. I want to answer your question a little bit. In there, I just want to point something out that I want you to, I want to send you back in there when you crossed over of the awakening path, that you took yourself out of this karmic society 3D based level of existence. When you got awakened, you crossed over to the path of the twin flame, and you discovered there is not that many people as a twin flame in there. You begin to kind of like adapting yourself to this twin flame concepts. Okay, so without being set in there, or on this new stage they are going to be, because you're realizing everything, you're trying to bring your twin flame to cross over, but your twin flame cannot cross over because he has to do it on his own, so his own job. So it's going to be required for you to kind of like let it go. There is a great video that I was reminded actually this morning. Somebody posted a comment on that video. Actually, I made it in my my channel in there. It's called the twin flame, the silence and the final let go. That is actually shows up the process when you move from that twin flame energy and you're crossing on your own, because you gotta cross in your own. That is your own level of journey in there. Now, to go back to Princess, thank you, Princess, for the question. Hello, I've been watching your videos, helped me so much on my journey. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Glad that our videos helping you a lot, and appreciate your comment on this. I have a question regarding dynamic between twin flames and their parents. They are the catalyst for separation. Here is been working with a lot of people on this. I'm kind of like I was blessed to grow up without parents. This situation, so kind of like have this neutrality can be in a good way in there. But by working with people in there, and particularly using a lot of techniques in there and talks, I found out that a lot of the situations and reflections that happens in the person there, it's coming from the parents. But if you look at it, why does it coming from the parents? It's coming from the grandparents. So even in the psychology in there, when they determining someone to have personality issues in there, for they begin to look at it, your relationship with your parents, but then they look at it, your parents, what was the relationship with the grandparents? Because there is a patterns in there for. So for example, your grandparents didn't like something that was passed and evolved more as your parents were supposed to fix, but they couldn't, so they're passing to you. You awaken as a twin flame because it's going to require more power, more energies in there. You to see those family patterns that are actually affecting not only you, but they're affecting even the spiritual evolutions that you are within. So in these situations, the parents can really, if they have a lot of this influence in there, they can create this pattern like, oh, if you are going with this person, or if you're going through this situation, so if you're going with that, I'm not going to be your parent, or you don't love me, you leave me, and not going to be able to take care of me. There is a lot of different dynamics, but I'm talking about with this. But some of the people, when they do it, they're realizing that that family pattern, they have to look at it within themselves. They have to fix within themselves. And sometimes that pattern can be also hold on in there. And you have to adapting to these energies in there through the separations, because the separation is about exactly this. You, after you feel how it is and so forth, you to really cross over within your own. But the parents' patterns, they can be, if you look at it, the negative side of the parents that it's living in you, that can actually comes in and push you to be a more positive. Okay, because it helps you boost you, helping you out. But I hope that the things is gonna be okay too. And I don't know what happened. There's something with the internet, but it's kind of like a breaking down. But it's gonna come back for. Hopefully you get it. But if you need some personal assistance, you can always kind of like look at it in there. Maybe there's something personal cannot be discussed in public. But my point about this in there is seek the patterns there within the family in there that actually prevent you to evolve. Seek those patterns, because those patterns in there, they're you getting it through the DNA. All right. When you converting this within yourself, you're upgrading yourself, your belief system, your operation from soul in there, that actually is going to begin and build the bridges there within the DNA, those missing links in there. So you're going to be able to heal the bloodline in that way, but don't stay in the same environment, because the same environment can create a lot of issues until you pull off from your parents. You basically, your seed that get off of this tree and it wants to become its own tree. Okay, you're the fruit of the relationships within your parents. So seeking it, how that it's correlated within your twin flames journey, and how you can cross, okay, threshold. There's gotta be something that it's there within that threshold. I mean,
That can be also the situation that, for example, from the other side, the parents are engaged, but there is not much we can do personally, right? Like, we just have to give people do their things, and the sooner you start just withdrawing those energies and just putting it yourself, again, like, in the end, you're on your own journey, right? So as we were speaking, like, sometimes it's, if it's for whatever reason that person cannot continue with you, there are always two choices, right? Like, you can just try to fix their issues for you, or wait until they figure out their stuff, or change a little bit the mindset to say, okay, I have still some things to do here. You know, there is so much exciting things that we can discover, we can do. But then it's with this new mindset, it's like opening up new possibilities, because it's gonna be always creating something new in your life once you feel this shift. Yeah, but about this crossing over, I think that's how you said to begin with. Like, if we start to awaken, we don't have that many people who are seem to be twin flames, and we don't have any sources of this information. We try to see, finally we find something online, we connect. But then once you cross over, you will see that even there is even less people who are really growing from twin flame community, that they are actually deciding to do the work, and they were able to, it's not easy, but they were able to cross over and they remove this emotional attachment, and they see that the whole big picture emerges. I have some issues with the internet connection. I hope it's should be okay. If you have any issues with that, let us know, but it should be fine now. But what I wanted to say is, like, if you stop treating this journey too much personally and try to see it from this bigger perspective and bigger picture, immediately we'll start seeing how we are all collaborating together here. So it takes off all those pressures, all of those things that you're taking personally on a journey, all of these miseries that seem to happen to you. You are gonna be seeing yourself as being prepared for joining the community, but within this new perspective, without judgments, without some expectations and any agendas from the people. It's gonna be building from the solid ground, and obviously it's gonna be also reflected in the relationships. But until it happens, until you think that the core of your experience is just to find someone for the relationship and build a relationship with them and just kind of stay within or your own bubble, it still shows like you still kind of try to separate yourself from the whole. So the only way it's really, it's not like we're gonna be forever lonely, because we are having people to join us on the journey, right? But it's gonna be from this perspective of, let me try to create something here for everyone, like for the community, instead of saying, oh, let me try to find someone for me to be with them. It's kind of like different shift of narrative.
Yeah, that shift actually was explained a long time ago in there. That is it, the shift when you're shifting on that perspective, and when you kind of like outgrow yourself, you become this example in there. The people down here in the bottom funnel in there was a lot of people in there that engage. They're going in there, they're be with you, you're more socialized in there. But then when you're crossing over to that funnel, to that bridge, you're crossing into that threshold, to that little pipe of that funnel, and you find yourself on the other side, whereas actually it's like this. There is a more space for you, there are more situations, but that is not enough. A lot of people, you may gonna find yourself alone to this journey. You may gonna be finding that like you're missing something, but you're gonna be finding out that this is actually you exiting out of what we call the matrix. It is kind of like a matrix part that everyone is there, and when you find it in there in yourself in there, that is gonna be your level of metering that you've done it, because you're gonna feel like not a lot of people resonates anymore with you for, but you are not really alone in there. And the more you see it, you have more space and opportunities to grow. There is no any more pressures, because down below there's a lot of people pushing it, a lot of people want something, a lot of people need something in there. You have a lot of interactions, you have a lot of things. It's everything is brewing there. One person pulls you this way, another person pulls you that way, and so forth and so forth. So you have to deal with so many things, right? While here, when you're passing it to that threshold, you're finding that the power of peace is like, okay, I'm peaceful. I'm not engaged with so many people. I'm not engaged with so many things. I'm not that drained. I'm mindful in there. And with this being said, for is that those energies that it's going to come out to you, they're going to be helping you with that particular adaptations when you bring in those new things. Because the more and more people they're going to be crossing from the bottom, they're going to be start looking for you and the other side when they evolve and when that comes in. The same thing happened 10 years ago when most of the people they didn't know about twin flames and so forth. How is it twin flames right now? Twin flames before was that funnel in there that few people came in and they're like, what is it going on? Now this funnel begins to be really kind of like pressurized, and we drank a lot of karmic situations into the twin flames journey, right? Now with this journey, it's gonna be coming in even after union in there. You look at it, your situations. That doesn't mean that you are really in the union. Okay, get that? Because you have to work it out. Also, when you're crossing over, there is gonna be another dimensions that you're working things out, and more and more and more. As Paulina said at the beginning, the things is gonna be growing.
The way I see it, there is no one funnel. Like those are all merged together, and that's why I say you can explain that as a levels, as stages, as dimensions, and then it will be all just creating those different types of dynamics between people. Like there is no drama. Like the higher you go, you want to save your energy because there are other dimensions to use it for. So the way I see it is like naturally from the 3D, it's gonna be falling apart a little bit, and this is a natural process. That's why don't expect to have as many people around you, but it's not like a punishment. It's more the way to conserve your energy and just look at the quality of the relationship that will be sticking with you instead of quantity. Because you may have this old way of thinking, like, we as social beings, we should have these huge groups of friends and be super social, but it uses so much energy, and it's like if you want to progress, it's very hard to maintain the same level of balance if you will be so many influences into your field from other people. So it's again choices, right? Like what are your priorities here, and if you're interested, and I think gradually it will happen to you because you will be becoming more sensitive towards people anyway, so you will be super cautious into regarding who are you letting into your field, because you're gonna be feeling so much comfortable within your own field that you won't be letting in anyone just for the sake of it. It has to be someone who's benefiting, or at least they are maintaining the same level of peace. And that will be, of course, like reflected also in relationships, right? Like you won't be desperate towards being with someone. You're gonna be having other priorities, other values that you will be seeking in. But the peace will be this core value, because once you sense how it is to feel this freedom and peace and being comfortable with your own self, you won't be able to compromise that. Like you will be naturally looking for someone who can match your level, because it's very hard to go down. Like once you are so comfortable that you're not afraid to be on your own, and you're super independent, but in a way that you know that you can take care of your own self and meet your own needs, that changes the whole perspective on relationships. Why do you really need someone? Because it's not for provide for you or to care of you for you or love you, because you already done these things. Like that you're responsible for your own self and for being comfortable, and then what you're looking in a partner. It's just you're gonna be requiring like respect, communication, balance, because you want to maintain the same things as you go along. That's a little bit of a change of perspective again that it's required, but it's a good preparation as we have here. If we are learning, okay, are you ready to cross over? Because then if you think about it, we are always matched by vibration. So if you are able to cross over, that means that there is someone out there also that is able to cross over. So not only you will be at the same vibrational level, but this is a big chance that they will also be from like a twin flame group that they managed, that they just couldn't perform anymore with their current connection, and they had to go up. And we are just example of it, but I'm guessing that for many people will be happening, and it's gonna be even easier to communicate these things because you will understand each other, right? Like you're gonna be on the same page. Exciting.
I want to get you back into that processes that goes on. Why would you accept what things within you? We always, me and Paulina, even in the Twin Flames journey and so forth, I always looking at the proof of that information that comes in, and it's correlated to the regular life, to that kind of like universal principles connected even with Mother Nature. So the species that will survive is not the strongest one. The species that survive in there, you guys can actually look at it into biology. It is the one that actually had the highest level of adaptability. Okay, your ability to adapt to the new environment. So if you look at it in yourself, and there's a process that goes on in there, you are adapting to the new ways of life. Okay, take a look at it, all these trees, all these bushes, and so on, and Mother Nature and the animals and so forth. They had to adapting during the Great Frost, right? So they had adapted to survive, and they modified themselves to survive. They become different species. They become a different situations in there. So don't think about it that it's unnatural process. Everything that is happening within your journey is related to your physiology's existence in a 3D. Okay, everything is one. When you begin to look at these positions in there, you're going to be seeing it. Why I cannot go through this funnel? Why I cannot be adapting in there? What's weighing me down? You're going to find out that some of the people here, they're weighing you down. Oh, you cannot cross in there. Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? What is it going on within you? You know, like, I can't resonate with you. And your adaptability to the three laws of that, it's the trust, surrender, and let go, in there is going to be helping you actually to trust that you know where you're going, to surrender that tense environment in there, and let it go for people, situations, patterns, belief system that hold you down. When you let it go, you have become like this bubble air traveling through the water, and comes in, and you're moving up for. Okay, so that's how it's going to be for you, and your level of adapting from water stage into an air stage is going to be able to help you out. If you look at it in that kind of like situations in there, that is it, the flowers. You know, the flowers, they create this. They comes from the ground, right? So you're transforming the energy of the earth. It goes into the roots with the water. It goes and flows into the flower. Now the flower goes in there, it blooms and it opens in there. Then it creates that little powder. The flower has this little powder that it's mixed within the air. But if that powder doesn't mix within the air, or the bees that doesn't go in there, it doesn't have that pollen. Yes, the pollinators in there. For now, that pollen cannot be transferred there. It transfers to the air, right? Imagine you are that pollen. You are that nothing weighs you down. And when the wind comes in, the wind of changes comes in, and it transfers you to this. Okay, you already transform yourself as an energy that comes from that ground, changes to something, and you're adopting that energy that goes in there and creates something. Okay, that's how the seed is created. That's how the humans, two humans, when they come together, there's got to be a seed and environment. Okay, and that's it, an environment that comes in and creates a new species. And it is nothing new under the sun. You were just not awake and aware to understand that you have the power of adaptability, even that the humans were adapting during the Great Frost. Look at the Eskimos, for example, in there. Look at how the people survive into those tough areas in there, right to where we are as today. We learn how to adapt, but that the power of adaptability is also in the self image, in the self power, and the soul that it comes in, because the spirit that it comes in is transforming you. The spirit is pulling you out of this for now. Okay, it's telling you all you have to do is adapt, accept the changes.
It's funny how you explain, because the way I see it, that's exactly what happens with the paradigm regarding twin flames, for example, because it's changing, it's never constant. That's why you have to be ready to change your mindset as well, because it's gonna be evolving constantly. What you can do is either to go with this changed paradigm that it's becoming more open, less defined, and there is no limit on the expressions, but are you ready to adapt to this flexibility? Are you allowing these other possibilities to be, in as we understand twin flame experience? So in these old ways, you're gonna be tied up to some kind of a belief systems, but you will feel, especially if you're on a cusp, you will see that this is limit. Like, I don't like that. Like, someone is telling me what I'm supposed to believe or how the things that are, but those things, they don't work for me. I feel stuck. I feel like there is something more I need to explore, and it's gonna be asking you to adapt to these new ways of thinking. And it doesn't mean that you will figure out the belief system that you finally understood it all. No, like you will go to the next level, and you will progress for a little bit within this level, and then there will be some other revelation, something else. That's how you're gonna be expanding. But you have to be flexible enough to question your current belief systems and be able to adapt to the ever-changing expressions of these experiences. They were saying, like, those things as we understand, they will be way different in a couple years or dozen years, but it's just because the consciousness itself, it's expanding, it's changing. So it's gonna be also having this twin flame experience that will be modifying. So probably people in the past, they were understanding the journey a certain way. It doesn't mean that they were wrong. It's just the experience itself, it just modified, it's changed, because like we are increasing consciousness constantly. So it's like it's gonna be asking us, okay, are you open, are you expanded enough to kind of grasp this concept that it's more than you originally thought. You can have more of those connections, and they can be going in and out, and they're on multiple levels. We are not stuck on here, to one person. So it's the whole concept is expanding from this like 3D understanding to this multi-level and different timelines, different realities. But are you ready to adapt? So that's
Yeah. Hi, Princess. Yeah, your comment. I've been going through awakening for 8 years now, and now I isolate completely on my journey, feeling inner peace and evolution so much. So grateful for your guidance. Great, Princess. What's happening in this when you reach that level of inner peace, your personal inner peace? You stop seeking it for the twin flame, you start seeking it for everything, because everything falls down into this old funnel, right? In this old way of life in there. And you're learning how to be friends with the energies, friends with the flow. You're learning how there's new adaptations in there. And that is going to be that moment. That's what we were not worrying, wondering. Okay. We were wondering about this energy, because Paulina and I reached that level of inner peace on our own selves. Okay, not because of anything. And then that energy just put us together with that piece. So we know that the core value of putting the connection in there, it is the peace, and that leading us to being comfortable with the uncomfortable things that it's coming, because we understand that we have the power of the adaptations. Okay, and this is one thing that a lot of the people don't have, but it's the same thing, is that you adapted yourself from this karmic human-based relationships through that awakening as a twin flame in there, and now that energies of twin flame is asking you to even evolve more. Okay, that is the path of what it is, the stage within the twin flame as a illuminations in there. So be happy about this, but don't close yourself out in a hermit mode. Stay open. Allow the universe, if they're gonna bring a partner to you, they will bring in a partner to you.
Yeah, you have to stay open, because like the same way you can block it, right? Like,
yes, you blocking the energies. Go, babe. You have something?
No, like just that's probably I'm gonna take over from here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because that's what some people are doing. Like you can go to the other extreme, right? Because like this energetic world, it feels like it's safer, or it feels more, I don't know, it feels more stable. Like you can trust it more. That's how I feel. Like I feel this is a safe space that, you know, it's only you and a universe, and you're expanding and you're having all those experiences. And it's especially after, you know, after separation, may be hard to trust people. Like you don't want this drama, you know, how do I make sure that I don't have drama? And even if you will start building the connection with someone, there will be some drama involved. Like there is no way that you're gonna be expecting, you know, to have this peaceful state all at once, and it may feel a little bit discouraging, right? Like I better just be on my own. I don't care about any connections, because especially if you don't need it, because we are getting rid of all of those attachments. Like you are perfectly happy and whole on your own, but then that's how you cross over. And the next level, you're gonna be asked to step back and practice all of those things that you've learned or relearned in 3D to try to be example for others. And that will require some strength, patience, and just a little of trust, you know, that okay, one connection doesn't equal this another connection, that we are all different here. And you will take a risk to see, okay, let me try to build it again with the same person, with the other person, doesn't really matter, but on the proper ground, on the solid foundations, that knowing me, myself, I know what I like, I don't like, what I respect, what I demand from other person. It's you start to build these connections with full awareness. And the most important part, I think, you're gonna be starting building it knowing yourself. So it's not gonna, you're not gonna be playing someone else that you're not, or you know how it feels to be yourself and be comfortable in your own skin, and you will be able to put that into relationship and keep it. Because if you will be compromising that, at some point it will blow out. Like, and it's your responsibility. If you decide to build a relationship and enter the connection with someone, you better start being yourself right from the beginning, without this, you know, there's no desperation. The right person will always be able to understand you, and that's something to kind of put a trust into, and just believe that that's how it is, that this is the mechanism, and that's what you're reflecting outward. And as long as you're not gonna be compromising those things for the sake of just having someone, you're gonna be attracting the right person that will be matching your vibration in those levels.
Pay attention to the words when either I or Paulina said the key word, the most important part. I would say that for. And Princess, thank you. Great comments from you. You've had a good answer, solutions for everything that needed to be addressed. It's going to be hard, but willing to surrender and accept everything, moving forward.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. That's how we've been. We've been through this. If you're following or if you're coming from my main channel up here, you see how much is the evolution goes on there. And talking about with this right now is this power that we're trying to explain it to you right now. Is adaptations in there. Is combine everything. It's combined you to surrender. It's combined you to accept the new reality. Is developing the trust that everything is going to be okay. Even in the worst case scenario, you depending right now within your own, everything is within you. Okay. And now you're finding your own powers as a soul, as a spirit within you. Okay. And then you're adapting. Okay. You're adapting to the thing, and then you create adoption. You're adopting those energy. You're adopting your own self. Because when you were down in the karmic relationship, you abandon the spirituality, you abandon your own self in the name of the family, the kids, in the name of the society, in the name of religion, in the name of something. Some people does that with work. My work, it's my work. Okay? I've seen those people. All right? Or some people, they're going towards education. I will get 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees just so I can escape my spiritual revolution. All right? But your openness in there, as Paulina said, when you reaching out those state in there, is actually a very critical. Okay? As this is a one important part to stay open to what the universe has for you. Because when you enter the new funnel, you get in through this gate. All right? It's the gate of truth. That's how it goes. The gate of truth. It's got its name. All right? When you're finding the truths, you transfer from you're going through the gravity pool, you're crossing over. And that crossing over, it's actually, you already know it. That was a crossing over when your spirit entered the earth with the same energy in there. Okay? That's what's crucial. And without energy, you're understanding everything else. And it's going to be another ascendance that it comes in when you're going to leave this body. You're going to be going in through this. Like it or not, it is what it is. But there's going to be this funnel that every people gets ready, and then just when it's your time, right? But you need to also understand there is a divine time. But be open, don't block, because if you're blocking things in there, that's meaning you're holding, or there is something within the belief system that it's not created properly. And Lorna, you're right, you're totally correcting in there, because it's create a false sense of security. Well, there is no security on this earth. There is only an opportunity to feel secure with insecurities. You know your fears, but you understand your fears, and what are they leading you? They're leading you to evolution. And that evolution, when it comes in, it's powerful. And it's beautiful in its own way. You have anything to say, baby?
Yeah, I want to thank Princess for the comments. Like, I enjoyed reading it. And I'm happy to help, really. It's good to see that people are crossing over, right? And we are here to answer any questions. And for Lorna, that's exactly what I was kind of talking, that this is this extreme that you create your own bubble and you felt your own power and you're like, okay, I'm self-sufficient. Like I'm just gonna stay in my castle right now. I don't need anyone. I'm just gonna be building my own castle. I'm gonna stay there. But you cannot create much when you're just on your own. So that's why I don't mean to say that right now everyone should stay open and go to dating apps. No, it's more with the mindset, you know? It's not like you're suddenly start desperately talking to everyone you meet and just giving them your number. It's more like, if there was the opportunity that you got connected with someone, do you feel you're ready to enter this relationship or connection not with demands or with some expectations or with the sense that still you have abandoned something, like you haven't addressed, that you know it's an issue within a relationship, but you decided not to address it because it's too hard. You know, it's like, oh, once the right person comes, I'm gonna solve it with him or her. Because this is not the proper way, because if you will be acting and attracting people from this mindset, you're gonna be attracting them based on the traumas that you still hold inside you. So it's gonna be trauma bonding, not this high level connection. So that's kind of like your responsibility to feel in the right level. And I think everyone knows exactly what are those traumas that we keep underneath the rug, and we are like, okay, the right person will help me to solve this, you know, I don't have to bother now. Because it's easy to think this way, right? Like, we're gonna have some savior and this issue doesn't have to be addressed right now. And if you have some things like this that you feel it's so uncomfortable but make you feel incomplete, like, those are the things you have to address, because they will be bringing you to the right level. And that's where you will be meeting someone, if you're open and if you want. Because of course, like, we can go through this journey on your own. You can be single till the end of your life, right? Like, and it's okay. But if you want to really see what kind of limits you put yourself within the relationship realm, it's only can be projected with a close, intimate relationship with someone. So it's like, allow yourself to get a helper to mirror you all those things that haven't been addressed. Because it's like, once you're complete on your own, like, your part is over. Like, there is not much you can kind of fix with you. Like, it's good enough to move further. So you can, yes, you can perfect yourself, but then you will be falling to this other extreme, right? Like, you're gonna be totally independent. There is not much that you're contributing to yourself. So that's the time, okay, let's match you with someone else and see there. And that's the moment that you will start uncovering. There are still some things, like major things, that you didn't know about yourself, and that's gonna be this chance to perfect it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Paulina was talking about castle. Is it really castle or a jail that you're keeping yourself within? So you have to be mindful that when you begin to be open, we are talking about here personal experience, guys. We're not talking about something that we have not go through it. Neither I, neither Paulina was seeking for a partner. People were asking, well, dear, you are open in there. I'm not looking for it. I'm going to be attracted what it's meant for me to be on that environment, that I need to have that seed of the soul and the spirit understanding. If someone gets me, the universe will send it. I don't have to look for it. It's not my job to look for it. That is going to be another level of adaptations that you have to see. And this is why it's kind of like a most important part. Okay, you to stay open. Don't accept or reject things that just, you can accept things because you're codependent. You can reject things because you're in fear. But when you are open in there, you can accept things that happens natural in its own ways in there, and you reject things that are these mind games within yourself. So when you see within this level of awareness, because of the awakening within yourself, you will also understand it. Yeah, it's okay. You can live under that castle. But is that castle, it's only for you? What happens to the castle after you? Nothing. Somebody else is going to be at that castle. Or that castle is just going to be like a abandoned castle. It's just turning to ruins. And with this situations, isn't there, when you crossing over, when you're adapting to this, okay, you're going to be adapting to your situations at a level that you're going to be feeling much more free, peaceful, more compassionate. Your level of vulnerability, it's going to be turning into that levels of trust, hope, and belief, and then all this working together. now builds to love, different love that you already felt during the awakening, love they already know about it, but it's different. Okay, it's higher level dimensions of love that finally you are in peace. You are not having this stagnancy of within the twin flame, like every 2 seconds is they called me, did they message me, they've paying me, or I text them, they didn't answer it in 10 minutes. What happened in there? It's your codependency. All right, you don't have these pressures anymore, like how it's gonna be. A lot of the people, they're lying themselves and they're lying their partners, especially people who are married, they have a kids in there, and they are in love with another person and so, and they cannot even be vulnerable to open to say it, to state it. And that's how you stay in this castle, your own castle in there. Some people actually begin to develop even negative energies towards their person that awakens them in there, because it's ruined that castle in there. And this is you need to remain open, of acceptability, okay? And this is how you create things. Because you can create things only on your own self, okay? As Paulina said, you can be financially okay, you can be having everything that you want, you can achieve everything that you want to achieve, but you're by yourself, right? There is something that is going to have to be achieved when you are in a relationship. That is it, when you practice your personal achievements with the achievements with another. And that is going to be this union there when you achieve more. But it's also the power of adaptations between you and that person. Okay? It's going to come in when you fully understand interdependence. And maybe next time we're going to talk about interdependence.
We can. Yeah.
I think this is going to be a good one. Okay?
Yeah.
Because the interdependence in there for when you have this 100% of the connection, the one person brings 50 and the other person brings 50, but they have their own 50% of personalities in there that they're keeping, and they are doing their personality, but they have that 50%, same as the other person. Because when the 100% comes in together, when this 100% for it, now the personalities in there, they're not ready for those. Okay, you still have personal things you need to achieve. You still have situations in there. You're not ready for that full merge. But also the full merge without being properly way of done it cannot be. So you have to be keeping your individuality in there, your real personality the way you are, but you give that 50% in there for.
Yeah, but just remember it's 50. It's never 100%, because that's something that some people might be afraid. You know, I regained my own individuality. I don't want to lose it again because I lost it in the past. Like I lost myself in the connection. I don't want to repeat that. But I think it's of course your own responsibility, but also once you reach this higher level, you're gonna be sensing it. Like there is nothing to be afraid of. Like if you're considering, let's say, entering the relationship, but you're not sure how it's gonna be, the only way is just to really try it and catch yourself the moments that, oh, I'm getting too much dependent on the connection. You know, I feel like kind of doing those checkups, like monitoring yourself to see where you're standing, you know, comparing to other relationships that you had. Do you see the difference? Do you see that you're more balanced right now? Do you see yourself still like more independent but still within the connection? So that's something to, and if you have fears for that, the only way to overcome those fears, obviously, it's to put yourself in this situation and to prove yourself that you can do it. So don't allow those kind of fears that, oh, I'm gonna get dependent again. Okay, maybe not. Maybe you're gonna be more aware this time, and you're gonna be catching yourself if you're giving too much of attention or anything, your time, your energy. You need to learn to balance it anyways, you know, if you want to have balanced relationships. So
too much or
it
too
can be
little.
practiced, yeah.
See this kind of like of extremes in there. You gotta be very mindful, and the balance is the key. Okay, the balance is the key. And with that, I think we're done for today. And there, I want to appreciate you guys. If you have comments or ideas or anything about topic or anything, or you want to reach us out for, we have that website down below. And we also can make a comments on our video. We'd love your comments. Guys, I want to say thank you to all of you coming into the chat today. It was a good one. And hopefully this helps in your journey.
And don't forget about the live discussion tomorrow with me and Lorna. It's 3 p.m. Vancouver time. We're gonna be talking, sharing a little bit Lorna will be sharing her experience, and I'm gonna be asking some questions regarding what helped her, what do and don't do on the twin flame journey. I think that's gonna be beneficial, because the more people we have and we share and we put these discussions out there, we can see the sense like it's not just two of us going through this journey. It's like we all have our experiences. It's just more and more people awakening and making these transitions and seeing what way we can share between each other to make it a little bit easier. So I'm looking forward to that.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you for coming. And here's we're gonna give you some gifts from us. Take it as much as you need it. You love, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.